Good evening, hello and welcome to VX Online for our coverage of the Australia versus New Zealand Dirt Invitational. We're here at Limaland Motorsports Park for the first ever showdown between the left and right side of the ditch. I am Jay Kennedy, representing Australia in the commentary box and representing the Kiwis from the east side of the ditch. Scott Fonty, welcome along, mate. It's going to be a very, very good night of racing.
Oh, it is, mate. Yeah, that classic Kiwi Aussie banter is underway tonight. I'm certainly wearing my jandals, not my thongs, stubbies, All Blacks top, and I've even got the pavlova with me tonight. So, no, it should be a great event. And yeah, I haven't driven this track myself yet, but yeah, I certainly love short track dirt racing. So, no, it's going to be a great night.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic night. We've got two sets of races tonight. The first round of races will be in the 410 sprint car, which the Aussies tend to be a little bit more preferential towards, but the second round will definitely suit the Kiwis a lot more as we go midget racing for the second round of races. It should lead up to a pretty exciting finale at the end of the night.
Yeah, you're exactly right, man. It's going to be interesting to see who can adapt to both cars. They are very different to drive. I certainly like racing a midget myself, but yeah, the sprint car is a whole nother beast, and you've got a big wing to hold you to the ground. So yeah, as I was saying before, the short track racing certainly does suit the midget, and I'm sure we're going to see plenty of slide jobs, and yeah, some great racing throughout the night.
Nice and easy to work out who is representing who in the races tonight. The cars in black and white, obviously representing Team New Zealand, and then the green and gold cars of Team Australia. So it'll be very, very easy to tell who is representing which team out on track throughout the races tonight. Also, hopefully you've got working some color-coded overlays as well, so you can keep it up to date with who is representing which side of the ditch throughout the night. Hopefully we'll make it nice and easy for everyone to work out what's going on.
Yeah, we've only got two cars, two colours to worry about. I'm certainly going for that black and white car tonight. Should be good. Although the Aussies are going to take it to us, so yeah, it's going to be great. It's good to see the amount of drivers turning up here, and yeah, it's really going to go down to the end. Anyone on a good night can take this out. So I think it's going to be who can be the cleanest and the most consistent. We do have three heats and a final. So if you can start a trouble, the short track racing is very difficult. You can have one person just go up in front of you. You got really nowhere to go. So yeah, no, it's going to be great fun.
So we're just not far off the guys getting out there for qualifying. They're just receiving some instructions from race control. There's been some issues with some drivers and car number selection. There's about 12 drivers that have joined in the incorrect car number, so they're getting a little bit of a talking to from race control, because it does make it a little bit difficult when you're trying to work out what's going on and people aren't in the right number.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Jay. It can be an easy mistake to make, though. I've certainly done it myself, but yeah, certainly frustrating for likes of yourself. And you've got all these numbers all in place, and then one person manages to muck it up for you, but that's sim racing for you.
Yeah, it is. You've got a large number of drivers out on track and a large number of drivers who'll be taking part. There should be 28 drivers in total once we get to the green flag point of the night.
Yeah, mate. It's a very short track for 28 cars. I'll tell you what, even sprint cars. So, like I was saying before, yeah, just got to be clean and consistent. You probably don't even have to win every race, but if you can certainly be, in the top five, I reckon you got a pretty good chance at doing well in that final.
So the drivers have been out for a bit of a practice. We're going to join into a new server because the race control's also having some issues with incorrect car numbers for everybody. So we'll make it a little bit easier for everybody once everyone gets that sorted. But we'll have a quick look at the two teams. It's going to be a very, very interesting night as we look at the Team Australia lineup first. If it actually comes up on the screen, there we go. So Berkeley, Harris, Gosley, Tacken, Thrower, Harris, King, Sadler, Goodyear, Hobson, Sharman, Hewitt, Gorton, and Lachlan Smith, the 14 drivers representing Team Australia tonight.
Yeah, and then from my side of the ditch, beautiful old New Zealand, we've got Brent Junior Morris, Cam Dance, Brad Mosen. Brad obviously does race midgets in real life. Travis Smith, Kane Houston, Daniel Gow, Hayden Guptill, also a midget racer. James Robbie, Matt McCutcheon, Harry Edwards, Brenton Davison, Troy Pickington, and Connor McCuskey Young.
There we go. Just as you finish wrapping through them, we've finally got it up on the screen. There has been a late change as well to Team New Zealand, with Guptill unfortunately having to pull out at the very, very last second. And Peter Honeybell will take his spot in the number 39. So going to be a very, very good night of racing. I think the midgets, we're going to see the Kiwis really shine.
Yeah, you're exactly right, mate. We do have some great midget races. Yeah, certainly some events that I've run myself previous to this track being released. Yeah, the Kiwis were always very fast. I know that Davison's pretty good on his day. Obviously, Brad Mosen done pretty well in real life racing, so you can expect to see him somewhere up the front. Just going to be staying out of trouble, I think, in that midget racing. And then, yeah, certainly McCutcheon, I know he's very fast. I've raced against him myself, and yeah, he's lightning speed. So, you know, maybe, you know, he is not quite as fast in these sprint cars, but if he can be consistent in the sprint car and then you know, power on through for the midget racing, then I'm sure we'll see him have a great result.
So while we get these servers reset, we'll take a very, very short break, and we'll be back with qualifying and the first round of heats. We'll have 3 heats coming up very, very soon. This is Fair Out to the Line, and this is the Australia versus New Zealand Dirt Invitational.
Go New Zealand.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them for abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back to V8s Online's coverage of the Australia versus New Zealand Dirt Invitational from Loveland Motorsports Park. And it is sprint car action for the first segment of the night. Jay Kennedy representing the Aussies and representing the Kiwis. Scott Fountain, Fonty. It's going to be a very, very entertaining night throughout this night.
Yeah, I think you guys got the upper hand on the sprint car side of things. You know, two guys at the top, Joel Berkeley and certainly Bob King. He's no slouch in this. So I think that Cam Dance, he goes pretty good in the sprint car. So he's probably the best shot in that side of things. But I feel that, yeah, as we were discussing before, the midget side of things, I think you guys will struggle to keep up. But only time will tell. These races are short. So, like I was saying, keep your nose clean and stay out of trouble, and I reckon you'll be right there at the end.
That's the most important thing to do. If you can keep it clean, you're definitely doing enough to find yourself in the right position. You may not pick up the win, but at the end of the night, it's not about winning the race yourself. It's about working with your team and working together to actually pick up the win overall. You need to think a little bit more strategically. We're going to see some guys that normally would battle quite aggressively almost work together and try and fend off in safe positions from each other. It's going to be a very, very interesting night how that all pans out.
Yeah, you're exactly right, mate. Will it end up like stock cars? I certainly hope not. But yeah, you know, this is certainly a style of racing that we haven't, you know, covered before, and these guys wouldn't be too familiar in racing with. So yeah, it is going to be really interesting. I am looking forward to seeing how these guys work together to bring themselves to the top.
So we're now getting pictures through from the circuit, and so the overlays at the top of the screen. You've got silver representing Team New Zealand and gold representing Team Australia, so you can keep up to date with who is where out on track. Nice and easy throughout the night. Still some issues with some car numbers that should be working that up, but good thing is the silver and the yellow components are working as planned, so that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, well, fastest out on track now, Joel Berkeley. He is very quick in these sprint cars. He does a lot of the official stuff, and you always see his name right at the top there. So yeah, I think he is definitely a hot favourite for this sprint car event tonight.
Yep, definitely would be one of the favourites in the first portion of the night. The second part of the night, though, the midgets, I'm really intrigued to see how that plays out and who will pick up the win in that. There's a lot of guys that are going to be very, very competitive in that, and yeah, it'll be very, very interesting to see how that all pans out.
Oh, you're exactly right, mate. Honestly, the midget is such a great car to drive. I love doing it myself. If I wasn't away from my sim stuff right now, I'd probably be trying to have a crack at this event. So yeah, really cool style of racing and slide job city, really. So, you know, if you get a good bunch of guys out there racing together, then yeah, you can really see it turn on.
So we shouldn't be too long before we get the server advanced into qualifying, and we'll get everything official underway. I think we're just waiting for the last couple of drivers to actually get into the session, and we can get this show on the road for the start of the Australia versus New Zealand Dirt Invitational. All 28 drivers look to have joined the session, which is a positive. So seeing quite a few Kiwis upside down coming through turn 4, and a couple of Aussies upside down as well.
Yeah, this is a really difficult track. I do look forward to driving it myself. It's yeah, short track racing is really cool. So it's going to be interesting to see how, you know, the track adapts. And obviously there's not a huge amount of racing going on each server. So I don't think we'll see it get too slick. But yes, only time will tell.
And we've got 3 heats. I believe from memory it was 8 laps each, with the top 6 going through to the final,
yes,
which will give us
mate.
18 into the final from there. And then we will have a B main, which I think it was 6 from that go through to the final as well.
Yes, correct.
So it'll give us 24 in the final. So we only lose 4 from the heats and the B main before we get into the A main. But the A main is going to be an action-packed race for sure. 30 laps for these guys around a track that not many of these guys would have done a race on yet, being only a week old in the iRacing service. It's going to be really tough for quite a few guys.
Yeah, it takes a little bit to get used to each track. You know, I certainly, you know, you find you go from the likes of Eldora to a track like this, you kind of, you know, when you're doing lap after lap, you can't, it takes you a little bit to get in the groove of things. Just watching Lewis Hewitt, he is certainly fast. He's sitting there right on the wall, so he's certainly pretty hooked up at the circuit. We will, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he goes.
The drivers are just getting some final instruction from race control about how everything is going to play out for the night. And we will get this show on the road with 28 cars out there, 14 representing Team Australia, 14 representing Team New Zealand tonight. And we'll find out which side of the ditch will take the crown. Looking at the field and looking at the drivers, you'd say that Team Australia would have a slight advantage overall, but dirt racing's always an interesting beast and you never know what will happen. It's going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, you're exactly right, mate. You can generally find if you just you can start off at the back. Although these heat races aren't that long, you know, you can start sort of midway down the track, and if you manage to stay out of trouble versus, you know, half the guys in front of you, you can really get up there. So yeah, it was all just about keeping your nose clean, not getting tangled up in somebody else's mess as we just start qualifying. Who's your pick on qualifying here, Jay?
Lewis Hewitt's definitely going to be one to beat in this session. We'll focus on him first because he is extremely quick in these cars. So he absolutely destroys his first attempt at a flying lap though, so he luckily didn't cross the start line. You're going to have a second crack at it. There's a few guys starting to get laps in, and Troy Pennington the first to get a lap in 11.5. See what Hewitt can do. Sharman to the top. Oh, half a second quicker than everybody else is Dylan Sharman. Tim Harris tucks into second. What will Hewitt do? He'll tuck into third on the first lap. But Australia, New Zealand at the moment. It's the time to start to roll in.
He's right there. Picked up a lot of pace from his practice lap. So, oh, Lewis to the top.
Good lap.
Yeah, very fast lap. Nothing in it between him and Sharman though.
See what Trent Gostley can do in the number 17. It's a very good job. A little bit of bad luck in the Sprint Car Summer Series that we broadcast over the last few weeks on V8 Online. He was a little bit unfortunate in having a bit of bad luck go his way, and Gostley slots into 20th position. A few drivers still yet to go. Focus on Cameron Dance. One of the drivers that's going to have to pull out a bit of an effort, or a big effort, to help the Kiwis get across the line here. Cam's got a lot of pressure on him tonight.
Yeah, exactly. He's gone quite well in the official stuff as he just backs out of his first lap there, getting a feel for the track. Track obviously does adapt and change throughout sessions, so maybe he's forgotten to take the fuel out for his qualifying run, but he's got a couple of minutes to make those laps. So I would think that we'll see Cam sitting somewhere around the P6, P7 mark. Don't think he's quite got it to be right up at Lewis pace, but hey, Cam can do it, so anything is possible as he just goes out there. Good turn there. We're underway for the laps. Not quite as wide as probably what he needs to be on corner entry there. I think he just touched the wall, so can kiss goodbye to that lap. He's only got one more to go. No,
it's a good time as well. 11.3 that first lap, so that would have slotted him in to about that 6th or 7th position, as you said. The second lap doesn't look quite as good at 11.4, and that'll slot him just into the top 10. No, didn't actually count that second lap.
Oh, he'll be disappointed with that. That's what it's all about. All you need to do is just kiss that wall a little bit, and you can kiss goodbye to any laps. And certainly with only 2 qualifying laps being counted, you know, if you muck that first one up, you've really just got to take it a little bit easier on that second one. Try and bank a time to bring you a little bit further up the grid. You know, if he'd have got that 11.4, where would he be sitting? He'd be sitting at about P9. So, yeah, Cam will be shooting himself in the foot there.
Apologies if you can hear my dog barking in the background, but it's always something a bit different here on V8 Online as we get ready for
Yeah, he must be
number one.
supporting the Kiwis, I reckon.
I think disappointed the Kiwis didn't quite get up there to end the first heat, but heat number 1 is about to get underway, and this isn't wanting to do what I wanted it to do. There we go. That's showing the field. So it'll be Gorton, Davison, Hewitt, Hewison. Let's try again. Davison, Hewitt, Matheson. Hewitt's Hewson. Jeez, I'm doing a great job already. McCutcheon, Jock Goodyer, Travis Smith, Connor McCluskey-Young, Ryan Gorton, Peter Hannibal, and Dean Thrower. 10 cars in the first heat of the night.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting. And my money's on Brenton Davison. He is a very smooth operator in real-life midget racing. And, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he goes. These cars are very difficult to get off the line. I don't know about this track, but, yeah, certainly other ones, they get the big wheel stand if you jump on the gas too much.
So the lights are out now on the iRacing Pace truck. So they come around to get the green flag this time around. 6 Kiwis, is that right? 6 Kiwis and 4 Aussies in the first heat. So New Zealand with a bit of an advantage to start off as we go for 8 laps here at Limaland in the Australia versus New Zealand Dirt Invitational. A great jump from Lewis Hewitt at the front. It was all around in the background. That's Jock Goodyer, one of the favourites for tonight. He's already around through turn 3 and 4 in the first lap.
Yeah, that's really disappointing for him. Like I was saying, just got to keep clean and consistent. Didn't see exactly what happened there, but yeah. Oh, we've got another car in the wall.
Yeah, Kane Hewitson.
Yeah.
0-1-2. So Kane Hewson will be out of the race. He will not be able to continue on. Connor McCluskey-Young starting to work his way back through after getting checked up a little. Has also seen
seeing another tangle.
Yeah, Ryan Gorton. He's on a full 360, got it going again. Slotted back into 7th position. He's going to have to work hard because he was fighting for that top 3 position. He was fighting for a podium. Now all the way back in the field is another car upside down. That's McCluskey-Young.
Oh, yes, and Davison very close to going over himself there.
And Davison's taken the lead.
Oh, here we go. There we go. The lead is lost.
Hewitt retakes the race lead. So Travis Smith in the 09 car led for a moment, lost the lead, and taken back the lead is Lewis Hewitt as we come up to start lap number 8 of 8 in the first heat of the night.
Yeah, this track is very difficult, isn't it? It's yeah, keep clean and consistent. I'm sure we're going to see a thriller of a feature. Tell you what, Davison will be kicking himself there. He was streaks out in front for a moment, and then yeah, once you kind of start to get, you know, a series of corners slightly wrong, it kind of mucks up your rhythm a little bit. So yeah, hopefully he can come back from that.
So final results: Hewitt, Smith, Davison, your top 3. So Australia, New Zealand, 1, 2, 3 in heat number 1. As heat number 2 gets ready to get underway, we've got 9 cars in the second heat. We've got Keaton Dam and Cameron Dance with Dylan Sharman, James Robbie, Bob King, Alan Tacken, Troy Pennington, Brad Mosen, and Gavin Sadler. The 9 cars in this heat number 2.
Yeah, I reckon this is going to be between Bob King and Sadler, although they are Aussies. And I'm certainly not supporting them tonight. They will be very fast. I tell you what, these guys are very quick in the sprint car. Bob does a lot of laps in these things, and yeah, certainly takes it to a lot of the top guys in the world. So also Brad Mosen is out there. He is starting right off the back. Brad needs to focus on staying out of trouble, which yeah, he's a very fast driver in these virtual sprint cars. Just need to make sure that he doesn't get tangled up in somebody else's mess.
The other one that you've forgotten about is Dylan Sharman, one of the best in the world, and he's definitely one to watch. He was at the top of the timesheets for a good portion of that qualifying run earlier on. So Sharman definitely one to watch. Keaton Dam, I'm intrigued to see how he goes in the 088. A little bit of a last-minute replacement driver, and definitely showing that he probably should have been in from the start, judging by his qualifying pace.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be interesting to see what line. Okay, so we've seen there the inside line was the one to have. Oh, Sharman, great start there.
And Dam into the fence.
Yeah.
Through, oh, car around. That's Pennington. Just keeps it going somehow. Brad Mosen also at the back of the field. He's spun around. He's back at the front. Sharman has a fairly decent lead from Bob King. So we start lap number 2, but up the inside, James Robbie, another driver that is very, very quick. We've seen throughout our dirt racing broadcast here on V8's The Line. He's one to watch. Coming to try and get a slide job going. Not quite able to do it. And Bob King will settle into second position for now, but the battle behind, we've got a car around. Cameron Dance into the pits. Troy Pennington also into the pits. They're also out of this race, and they will go through into the B main.
I tell you what, riding on board with that Dylan Sharman car, that thing is seriously hooked up. He knows what he's doing around this track. His turn-in point is absolutely perfect. So,
oh, in saying that, Bob King's just come through, and they've made contact.
They have, yeah. I think Sharman made a mistake there. Just as I was saying, I put the commentator's curse on him.
And here comes Robbie. He's going to round up around the outside. He's going to take Bob King here. That outside line really starting to work. Or is he? He's not quite able to get it done yet. Got one more lap to go. Bob King tries a slide job. Robbie now on the inside, but not able to hold on. And he's going to try and come back with the slide job. He's lost a spot to Keaton Dam. Dam now. Oh, big hit from Dam into the rear of Bob King. Dam crosses in third. James Robbie in second. Bob King drops back to fourth. And Sharman picks up the win, but that was not as easy as Sharman would have liked.
No, exactly. He was on a roll there, and then just one little mistake gave the opportunity to Bob, and then all the other cars kind of get caught up, and that's what you kind of deal with the short track racing. Is it's so difficult to kind of make that run and kind of anticipate what that driver in front of you is going to do, you know, and you don't really have the room to move or the chance to stretch the legs of that big V8 motor.
Sharman, Robbie, Dam, and King, the top four, with Gavin Sadler in fifth, Alan Tackett in sixth, Brad Mosen, Troy Pennington, and Cameron Dance will all go to the B main after not finishing this second heat, as we now get ready for heat number 3. The cars are already on the grid, ready to go. We've got Hobson, Gow, Morris, Harris, and Harris, Edwards, Gosling, Smith, and Berkeley. The 9 cars in this heat. Who's your money on for this one?
Oh, I gotta go for Joel. He's fast.
He is fast. He's going to have a lot of trouble coming through the field, but yeah, he's definitely one to watch. Daniel Gow, one to watch too. Probably the one Kiwi that you could really think would win this entire night of racing. Not the strong suit for the Kiwis in the sprint car over the midget, but Daniel Gow, one to watch here, I think.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go for Brenton Hobson. Huge fan of Brenton.
Here we go, green flag flies. We are underway. And Hobson on that outside line, he's got it to work, and he's going to jump away to a pretty big lead straight away. Daniel Gow in second, and Brett Morris side by side with Tim Harris.
Oh, there we go. Around the outside he goes.
Good move from Gow.
Not mucking around there. Oh, tell you what. Oh, that outside line is some serious drive. John Berkeley, he's not mucking around there. Look at that thing go.
Already into second position after only 3 laps, past 7 cars, and now he's hunting down Daniel Gow to try and take the race lead away.
I tell you what, he has just set that thing on the wall. You can clearly see that that's where the drive is.
Look at this.
We've
Good
got
slide job.
Around.
Berkeley through, takes the lead. Last to first, if you don't mind. Coming back through with another slide job. Daniel Gow, but he didn't quite get Berkeley to check up. And Berkeley through and has a fairly substantial lead as we start lap number 6 of heat number 3.
Riding on that right rear suspension shot. I tell you what, you couldn't get any closer. He's literally touching the wall on corner exit. And he knows what he's doing.
So Berkeley, now 1.5 laps to go. Trent Gostley is around in the background. So we've got our 6 that will go through to the final with Gostley, Morris and Edwards all out of this heat. Daniel Gow also now out as well, but he will go through. But Joel Berkeley, great drive from him. Oh, right on cue. Commentators curse. Is he going to pick up the win? He's not. And through comes Tim Harris to pick up the win.
Oh, I tell you what, that'll rip your nightie. He's just sitting there on the chassis. He's not moving anywhere. Wow. Got a bit too excited there. He was on it. I was just going to say to you, Jay, switch to that right rear suspension cam because he couldn't have got any closer to that wall if he tried.
That
he
was
will be gutted.
Big hit in the wall too. Lucky there that didn't cause any extra damage. But results on screen: Harris, Hobson, Smith, and Harris. The only 4 cars to actually finish the race. Berkeley ends up DNFing but finishes in 5th. Daniel Gow in 6th. They are the 6 that will transfer through. We've got Gostley, Morris, and Edwards, who will go into this B main, which is already ready to go. You were worried that the night was going to take a while. We're already into the B main of the first round of racing.
Oh, this is good. We all like fast racing. This speedway stuff is pretty action-packed, so these guys certainly don't get a chance to have a break. But yeah, Joel, he'll be absolutely gutted after that performance. You know, he's still got the feature race, 30 laps. To be able to do it with that pace that he showed in that heat race, he certainly can take it. But yes, there is some fast drivers out there that he is up against. So I think we're going to see in the sprint car stuff between Berkeley and Sharman. But it's going to be whoever keeps it out of the wall is going to take it.
Yep, I think you're right there. Mosen, McCluskey, Young, Thrower, Morris, Gostley, Pennington, Dance, Goodger, as of course right on cue, they cycle through. Hewson and Edwards, the 10 cars we've got in the B main. Top 6 go through. Who will take this race? McCluskey Young goes. We are green. 12 laps. Big hit in the wall straight off the bat. And that is Brad Mosen. He's gone. He's done for the night.
Yeah, he...
Oh, McCluskey Young from the lead is around. Out in first, a decent lead, clips the wall, and he is race done as well. So Dean Thrower now takes the lead, and he's fighting off from Brett Jr. Morris. And Morris through, big hit between Dance.
Yeah, this is it.
And Thrower.
You just, honestly, if you just hang that inside line, you don't have to be the fastest, but if you stuff the wall, you're gonna take it out because most of these guys are just going too hard and clipping the wall, which is just putting them on their lid.
We've got 3 cars already out. Hewson, McCluskey Young and Mosen. Cameron Dance a long way back as well. Morris leads from Pennington and Edwards. Gostley in 4th, side by side with Jock Goodyear. Dean Thrower in 6th position. Cameron Dance ran out the field in 7th. But at the moment, is the Kiwis showing how it's done in this B main with Morris and Pennington leading the way.
Yeah, Morris, he's getting a little bit more confident up top there. We just see him run down low, but yeah, I reckon up high is where you want to be. It's going to be the fast line. So he is doing a good job there, keeping it off the wall, which is key in this. As you were saying, Jay, we've got quite a few sitting on the inside of the track already, which is not really where you want to be sitting at this stage of the event.
Change of position. Fighting for position is the last transfer spot. 6th and 7th on track. Cameron Dance has come back and fighting with Dean Thrower. These guys, the one that finishes ahead out of these two will make it through to the final. We've got 4 laps of racing to go. This is the fight to get into the main event for the first part of racing tonight. Thrower and Dance side by side again.
Yeah, Cam needs to try run a little bit higher. There doesn't seem to be much drive off that inside there, although he's thrown it up there. It's on. He seems to be having a little bit of understeer coming off the turn, so gonna go right down to the wire with these two guys.
It is, and Dance has
go.
to do something. He's got one more lap, and just ahead of them,
Here we go. It's on through. He's got it.
So Dance through, but Morris will come around. There's a bit of a battle behind between Pennington and Goodyear, but Morris comes through, picks up the win. Pennington through in second. Harry Edwards holds on for third. Sorry, Edwards in second. Pennington third. Goodyear fourth. Gosling in fifth. And Cameron Dance does come home in sixth position, with Dean Thrower unfortunately done for the night in the sprint car component of racing. But Morris, Edwards, Pennington, Goodyear, Gosling and Dance go through to the A main in about 2 minutes time. And what a start of racing we have had for tonight. It has been phenomenal already, and we're only just started.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be really interesting to see how this midget racing goes. I reckon we're really going to see it turned up. Cars are out on track now, just packing that track a little bit further down, try and move that line a bit more outside. These guys who are, you know, able to sit on the wall are going to shine, I reckon, in this final. It's 30 laps. I haven't driven around this track myself, like I've been saying, but it's going to be pretty physical in one of these cars. I reckon the wing will be cranked right back and you'll just be driving it on the wall.
So who's your money on for the overall, for the A main of the sprint car section of the night? I know you're looking forward to the midget racing, obviously racing midgets in the past yourself, but the sprint car main event, who's your money on?
Yeah, I've actually been fortunate to run both cars in real life. You know, I reckon Matt McCutcheon, he is pretty quick. He showed pace there, so got to go for him. Brenton Davison, those two guys are who are my money on. They've just got to stay out of trouble. That's the key. So can these guys do it? But yeah, this racing line is certainly getting wider and wider by the lap. So run it on the wall and try stay off it will be key to success.
Well, we're only a few seconds away from getting a confirmed grid for this race, and very much looking forward to it. It is the A main, the first final of our two portions of racing. If you just tuned in, after we finish this A main, we will have a secondary section of racing with the same drivers, same track, different car. So we head dirt midget racing, but the grid for the A main is as follows: Hobson, Robbie, Harris, Sharman, Hewitt, Davison, Dam, Smith, McCutcheon and Gorton. We've also got Berkeley, Hannibal, Tacken, Dance, Robbie, as the names all cycle and filter through. That's just absolutely thrown me. You can see the wall on screen anyway. We've got 24 cars essentially. That's the most important bit, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly, mate. It's going to be, I'll tell you what, this is going to be an action-packed race. Literally, I think that if you just stay out of trouble, you're going to end up on the podium. So, Joel, we saw him very, very fast in that last race. Clipped the wall and didn't manage to take the win, but I'm sure he can fix up his mistakes for this one. I think you should be getting a shot of how close he can get to that wall and how he is literally clipping it on corner exit. That was pretty spectacular. Just made a slight mistake and managed to ruin the race, but got 30 laps here, 24 cars. It's on.
It is going to be on, and it's going to be very, very hotly contested. Berkeley will start back in the field around about 16th, so he's got a lot of work to do, but we saw in that heat how quickly he could move through the field and get himself up to the front. So relatively easy for you to work out as well at home who is representing who. The only driver that somehow hasn't got the right livery, we've only got one that's not in official team colours. We'll fix that for the next race, but very easy to see.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's all about corner entry on how confident you are with flipping that car, and as we are underway.
A good jump from Hobson on the inside row.
Yeah, he did the same in that last race too. Oh, here we go.
rubbing
It's
through,
on.
and Tim
Oh,
Harris
yellow
through.
out.
Caution
Yellow
is
is
out.
out.
Back in the field, got Braden Davison upside down. He's done. Peter Hannibal as well. Also
Oh,
involved
two
in this,
Kiwis are gone.
and Daniel Gow as well. So 3 Kiwis out of this one already at this early stage is never a good sign. So we've got a CPR replay to try and pick up exactly what happened.
Big thanks to Cut Price Racing for their support.
Yep, if you're on the lookout for some kart or even sim gear, make sure you check them out. There's actually a bit of team-to-team contact there, as Davison got a big shunt from behind. I'm not quite sure who that was. And then Lachlan Smith come through with nowhere to go and sent him absolutely flying into the air. So unfortunate for Davison, getting a hit from behind from a teammate is never ideal. So we come back live, and leading the pack is Tim Harris. James Robbie in second. So Australia, New Zealand, Australia, New Zealand, Australia, Australia, New Zealand, New Zealand. Top 8. 4 of each.
Oh, it's going to be on. It's going to be interesting to see if these guys do work as a team. It's kind of, I'm seeing just individual racing at the moment. As we see an awesome start there from Tim Harris. Took off there. Oh, we got another car. That's Brendan Hobson. He is gone. That was a big shunt. I tell you what, if that was in real life, that would hurt.
Lucky he's strapped into the sim and not into the real sprint car. We got another CPR replay. It's very tough to get replays in during the heat races. A little bit of time with the cautions in the feature. But Hobson didn't get a great jump. And straight through up the inside was Travis Smith. I think Hobson was probably a little bit wary about how far up the inside Smith was, and probably tried to give a little bit too much room without paying enough attention to that outside wall.
Yeah, you're exactly right, mate. They, yeah, it's all just about your corner entry, as I was saying before. I reckon one person who will be fast, who we shouldn't take our eyes off, will be Dam. Car 88, currently sitting in P6. Race the sprint cars in real life is very fast, so it will be interesting. He's right there behind Dylan Sharman, who is no slouch in these sprint cars. Lewis Hewitt, these guys are going to take it on. It's going to be whoever keeps off the wall is going to take this one.
Yep, bring on this next 21 or so laps as we get the green. Next time around, we'll actually have 22 to go when we go green. If you wanted to keep up to date with everything happening on the track, in case you're missing one of your favourite drivers or wanting to know someone who may not be in the featured part of the field, we do have live timing available on our website. As always, v8online.com/live-timing. Green flag flies. We are back underway. And another good jump from Harris. But through comes Travis Smith on James Robbie, straight through.
Yeah, this track is very congested. The person in front of you makes that slight mistake on corner exit, you've got to run behind them. You've kind of got nowhere to go.
This was 3 wide with McCutcheon. Oh, contact between McCutcheon. I think that was Bob King.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, Bob King. Oh, we've got another yellow out.
Trent Gosley. Gosley's ended up upside down somehow. Not quite sure how that happened. We'll get another CPR replay and try and pick it up. I think possibly Brett Junior Morris has also been involved in that one. You see there, actually had a very, very slow slide through the pits. So I'm not sure exactly what happened there with those 2 cars. We get the CPR replay now on screen with what actually happened there. I actually think it was from contact between Alan Tacken and Jock Goodyear, and then around went Hannibal and also the car of Gosling. Gosling is out of the race. He's in the pits. Tacken also in the pits, out of the race. So we're now only down to 18 cars left in this race.
Yeah, saying this track looks very difficult. We're going to see them go now. I reckon get a shot of that right rear of Joel Berkeley. He was very impressive once they get underway. Tim Harris is going to lead them out for that first turn. He had a good jump last one, so it's going to be interesting to see if he gets it again. Yes, he does.
Good jump.
Yeah, good jump. Quite shallow on his corner entry there. Probably no idea was we got another yellow out. Can't seem
Ryan
to get
Harris.
any slow one on this race.
I think a few drivers haven't even noticed the yellow and they're still kicking on, but Ryan E.B. Harris is the one that's been involved in some sort of issue there at the restart. We'll try and pick up a CPR replay of what happened with him. And we've had so many cautions in this race. I'm absolutely amazed. And oh, Harris just had wheel-to-wheel contact with a couple of guys that missed the start completely, and that's what's brought out the yellow pretty much straight away, is Harris ending up upside down. He tried to actually get off the track before the leaders got to him. Was not able to do so. He is now a lap down and will likely pull it into the pits. Race done for the night. Actually, he's just going to putt around at the back of the field and possibly take away a couple extra positions depending on how it all plays out.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. I reckon we'll see him get in the top 10 here, Jay, if he just putts around at the back. One person who has done quite well so far at this stage of the race, Cam Dance, currently sitting in P12. Only just made it in that B final.
He's passed half the field, hasn't he? Started in 24th as the last car. He's now up into position number 12 as we go green. Once again, Tim Harris, another great jump. And have a look at Lewis Hewitt. Now fending off from James Robbie. James Robbie through, retakes third position that he had earlier. Around the outside, that outside line, he's starting to work really well. Have a look at Dylan Sharman come through. He's going to try and take two at once, right on the extreme inside. As we've got cars in the wall in the background. Will we see a caution? We are still green at this stage. There it is. And that's Darm. Upside down at one point there. I saw him flipping.
Oh, that's disappointing. I tell you what, this track reminds me a lot of Western Springs Speedway, actually. A little bit wider than Western Springs, but yeah, certainly the same jam-packed action that we are seeing tonight.
It's a little bit of an oddly shaped track, isn't it? The corner exits seem really sharp.
Really
they don't seem
tight.
to, they don't flow as much as we've seen in other tracks. They're really, really tight exits. And I think that's catching a lot of guys out. We've seen a lot of guys hit the wall at the exit of 2 and 4, a lot more than we normally see.
Yeah, you're seeing the rear end of the car come around a lot more on corner X, and that's where you've really got to use that cushion up top to pull you around. A lot of these guys don't quite have the confidence needed. I tell you what, if you're confident and you can sit up the top there, you are going to win this race. So we've got a few laps still to go. Hopefully we see some green flag racing as we're going to be underway again. Another great start from Tim Harris.
Lewis Hewitt, see if he can come back through. Bob King, Dylan Sharman, those three guys, and actually Ryan Gorton as well. These guys all have to try and work a little bit smarter. They're fighting very, very hard, but what they're doing all fighting there is they're allowing Smith and also Robbie to pull away. They've got a bit of a gap from Lewis Hewitt. And Hewitt, King, Sharman, Berkeley, and Gorton, also Sadler, they all have to try and work this out a little bit smarter. Rather than fighting, they've got to try and work together.
It's right on at the front here, Jay.
It is.
Here we go. I tell you what, these guys are chucking it in at the same point.
Oh, another yellow.
Yeah, another yellow.
Sharman. What has happened to Sharman?
He will be absolutely gutted.
Doc Goodyear, as I was saying, they were the guys that were just saying need to work themselves out and start working together. Right on cue, they've brought out a caution. So we'll see if we can pick up a CPR replay, see what happened. Sharman. Oh, again, just as we were saying before, just that outside cushion, or that outside wall at the exit of turn 2 has brought about yet another victim.
Yeah, it just tightens up so much. I'm thinking possibly their car setups aren't quite adapting to the track that it should be.
That's it.
Noticing a lot of them are kind of understeering on corner exit, which is just grabbing that right front wheel, which tends to just make the car ride up. And yeah, you're kind of a passenger from that point, really. If you clip it with the right rear, you can tend to just bounce off a little bit more. Same in sort of real life stuff. But yeah, if you grab that front right, it's pretty much over for you.
So Tim Harris will pick up the win. We're unfortunately finishing under yellow. Quite see the green flag laps we would have liked to in that one, but Harris, Smith, Robbie is your first, second and third position. So Australia, New Zealand, 1, 2, 3. Then 4 back to 8 is Australia. So Kiwis doing a good job at the point of the field that really matters, the podium.
Yeah, they are doing well. It's just yeah, this midget racing is going to be interesting. I think we're going to see similar sort of stuff you know, it's really going to catch these guys out. This corner exit off 2 and 4. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the track adapts with the drivers.
So results on screen. Tim Harris wins part number 1 of the night, the sprint car action. And he wins by 0.7 of a second under yellow, obviously, from Travis Smith. But that was going to be a pretty interesting battle between those two before that caution come out. James Robbie finishes 3rd. Then it's Hewitt, King, Berkeley, Gorton, and Sadler. Team Australia 4th through to 8th. Hutchin and Dance rounding out the top 10. Good job from Dance, coming from position number 24 all the way up into 10th, plus 14. The Hard Charger Award for the race. And we've got Pennington, Edwards, Dam, Sharman, Harris, Goodger, Hannibal, Morris, Tacken, Gosling, Hobson, Davison, Gow. Part 1 of the night is done. We're going to take a very, very quick break. We'll be back very, very soon. Have some midget racing out on track for you. This is Verts and Lines coverage of the Australia versus New Zealand Dirt Invitational from Limeland Motorsports Park.
You wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back to the Outside Lines coverage of the Australia versus New Zealand Dirt Invitational. Part number 1 of the night has been run, done and won. And who did pick up the win is alongside us here in the booth. Tim Harris, congratulations on picking up the win in race number 1 tonight.
Yeah, cheers, Jay. It was a bit of a survival race in that one, but we managed to get through here for the end for the Aussies and claim first blood tonight. Hopefully we'll be able to keep it up for this second one. I'm not really sure how we'll go, but yeah, strike first, which is always good.
Positive to get the win on the board straight away, but we were talking about the circuit and being quite tough and narrow or very, very tight on the exits of the corners. Would you agree with being a very, very tough circuit?
Yeah, I think just how tight it is probably something a lot of people haven't really seen on the service yet. And I think with the introduction of the new cushion as well, it's really sort of made things very tricky. It was very one line up the top. You really got no pace anywhere else. And because of how the cushion was forming and the slick was forming, especially on the exit of the corners, you really had to half throttle it out to sort of not get into the wall there too much. So we managed to survive in that one and get the win. And yeah, made it through all right.
Also been... I just told you before while we were off air that New Zealand was winning, but that is incorrect. Australia is winning. Lowest score wins for tonight, and reverse positions get you points at 31 for Australia, 47 for New Zealand. Lowest score wins, so good start for the Aussies and good start for the good guys.
Yeah, it sounds like a nice little cushion here, but I think our Kiwi brothers are probably a little bit more talented in terms of the midget driving stuff, so hopefully we'll be able to keep up with that pace and keep that lead towards the end of the night.
Good luck for the midgets. I know you're not as experienced driving the midgets as you are at the sprint cars, but good luck for the rest of the night.
Thank you very much. Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to keep her up the front there and get the team the win.
Cross, go Australia. Also grab Joel Berkeley while we've got a chance. Congratulations on the drive through the field there, Joel. Probably not the result you wanted in that heat, but made your way through the field pretty well in the final.
Yeah, we'll just go on to give the Kiwis a chance in this feature instead of me stuffing up. But yeah, we'll go with that, eh?
That was very, very impressive in that heat race, I must say. I've never seen that before. I
don't know. I just... Top was clear and I just went there. And then, yeah, sure enough, I let the Kiwis have a chance on the last corner. And, yeah, I ended up finishing 5th. Unfortunately, transferring.
Probably a lucky result there too. I could, well, in another situation, you could probably find yourself stuck into the back of the B main and not even getting through to the final. So probably fortunate that you had such a good cushion and everyone else behind had sort of pretty much fallen over.
Yeah, I think I was pretty lucky that I didn't go from staying up top 6 of the feature to staying last in the B. But yeah, I didn't do it, so that don't matter.
What are your thoughts on the concept for the entire night?
I think it's a great concept, and the Kiwis have got to step up the game to get a chance, though. But yeah,
saying that, I think the next lot of racing definitely suits their style a little bit more than sprint car racing. Would you tend to agree on that?
Oh, yeah, I think it suits their style more, but I've beaten them before. I'll beat them again, hopefully.
Oh, that's the attitude. Love here we go, the Kiwis.
Here we go. Here we go. It's on, eh?
Oh, God.
Luck for the next race, mate. We know that not too far away from getting into the session and getting things underway. Good luck.
Thanks, Jack.
Fonty, the points are in after the first round of racing. Australia with a 16-point lead with some in place, so 47 points to New Zealand, 31 to Australia. Lowest score wins, so 1 point for first, 2 points for second, etc. So it's going to shape up to be an interesting night.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Had a few Kiwis crash out in that one, so hopefully they can redeem themselves in this midget event.
Not too far away from getting that underway as well. We might take another quick break before we get underway here on V8s Online for the Australia versus New Zealand Dirt Invitational. We'll be back very, very soon. Stick with us.
racing. You wanted the best, you got them for abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show under the world of outlaws.
Welcome back to V8s Online. We're here for the Australia versus New Zealand Dirt Invitational at Lumberland Speedway. Jay Kennedy representing the Aussies, representing the bad guys, the Kiwis. Monty, it's been a very, very entertaining night of racing for the first half.
Oh, it has, mate. Yeah, we haven't quite performed out over here. You know, we normally clean you guys up and everything. So, you know, tonight may be a bit of a different story, but, you know, we've still got the midget racing to go. So we will see. Like I said before, I'm here in my Jandals, Stubbies, All Blacks top, ready to go racing.
I wouldn't say he's beaten us everything. I mean, Union's probably the only thing, and then we'll win everything else.
Well, you know, clearly we have better drivers, you know, real life drivers.
All right, well, you can claim the best V8 supercar drivers and the best IndyCar drivers.
Ah, there we go. There we go. And that's all that matters, mate. Oh. We don't have enough funding in New Zealand to get anyone to Formula One. So, oh, well, Brendan Hartley. Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, that's a whole nother story, isn't it? We're here for midget racing now. And I think this is going to be a great track for midget racing. Just watching these guys, they're getting right up as close as they can to the wall. As we saw in that sprint car stuff, that's where the pace is at. It's going to be interesting to see how that racing line works itself, whether or not it does what it did in that sprint car race and really slicking off and push those cars into the wall. Certainly hope not. I certainly hope we see green flag racing in this feature race, because I'm sure it's going to be turned on right to the finish.
Yep, same format as we saw for that first round of races as well. So 3 heats of 8 laps, top 6 transfer through to the main event. We'll also have a B main where top 6 transfer as well, 12 laps for that one, and then a 30 lap final. At the end of that, we will crown the winning country, whether it be Australia or New Zealand, but however it goes, we've seen some pretty intense racing. We've seen some pretty awesome racing out on track throughout the night, the whole way through.
Yeah, exactly right, mate. This is obviously one of the newest track to be released on the iRacing service. If you are new to what you are watching tonight, this is iRacing. This is the best simulation out there, no doubt about it. And yeah, certainly since I've introduced the dirt racing stuff, it's a lot of fun. So come and join us, come have a go. You might be able to beat some of these guys out there. You don't need to invest much to get a pretty simple setup, and you can also be pretty fast with a very simple setup. So jump on our website, v8online.com, check it out.
If you've never watched anything here on V8 Online before, you'll always find some pretty cool racing that we broadcast. Tuesday nights have become a bit of a feature for Dirt Night Racing, and Wednesday night, tomorrow night, we will have GT3 action. Head to Donington for the Oceanic Sprint Championship. This weekend, though, Sunday, something completely new to V8 Online. We're going to be broadcasting midgets, but road midgets, the Silver Crown of all things.
Yeah, in the 7-8 years that I've been racing, I've only driven that Silver Crown once. So
I'm with you. I did 3 laps. I thought I was going to kill myself and put it away and never touch it again. So I'm going to drive it out on Monday. I'm going to drive in the Pacific Majors time slot. Have a bit of a whirl.
There we go, guys. Watch out. Jay Kennedy's on track. Gonna see a new champion out there.
Qualifying is underway. Harry Edwards on top. Ron Gorton slots into second. Edwards on screen now back to second because Bob King goes to the top. Then Brett Jr. Morris to the top. Said the Kiwis are the ones to watch in this one, and no surprise that we've got a Kiwi on top. And have a look at the Kiwis sitting in the pits as Cameron Dance. He's trying to save and burn off as much fuel as possible. So it's Morris, King, Smith, Edwards, the top 4. Lewis Hewitt to the top now. And Lachlan Smith into third. So shuffled once again. Australia, New Zealand, Australia, 1, 2, 3. See what Joel Berkeley can do as he comes out of the pits to start. Actually, we'll go to Alan Tackett and see what he can do. He is on a flying lap.
I reckon the Kiwi to watch out for on this one, Matt McCutcheon. Very, very fast in a midget. Yeah, he would be my watch there. We saw him crash out in the sprint car, so he needs to stay out of trouble.
Good lap. Straight up the timing sheet, we've got Berkeley now coming up to start his, or he's now on his flying lap. Cameron Dance way back in 23rd. He just jumps up to 8th.
Oh, he's moved up to 8th.
Berkeley across the line. He'll jump right up to the top. Does he go to the top? He does. Good lap from Joel Berkeley. Position number 1. Brenton Hobson and Dylan Sharman, Tim Harris, the 3 drivers yet to put in a lap time. Harris has done both of his laps, so he will not get another crack. Sharman has also done his laps. He is done. So Hobson is the last driver to put in a lap time in this session. Bob King also on his 2nd flying lap at the moment, but I don't think he will improve. Hobbo, I know, has not driven these midgets a great deal. He's driven them a couple of times, but he prefers the sprint car, and that is the wall. That is lap done. He will be 14th on the timesheet.
Yeah, these midgets are a lot different to drive than the sprint car, I tell you now. They're yeah, they take a little bit to get used to. You don't have a big wing to suck you down to the ground, so you've kind of got to throw it in there a little bit earlier, and you really drive it on the throttle. So, you know, to run close to that wall takes a fair bit of practice, and the concentration that it takes to be able to be faster, especially around a small track like this, is it's a lot.
Berkeley fastest by 0.02 of a second over Lewis Hewitt, then Brett Jr. Morris in 3rd, Hutchin in 4th. 5th is Lachlan Smith, Bob King in position, Harry Edwards in 7th, Jock Goodyear in 8th, 9th, Cameron Dance, Kane Hewitson in 10th, top 10, separated by 3 odd tenths of a second. Not much separating everyone. Yeah, qualifying run tonight as we get for heat number 1. Part number 2 of the night.
Yeah, I
Absolutely
reckon Matt
flying by.
McCutcheon, he's going to be one to watch here. If he can manage to get a good start, keep it off that wall, they're going to find it hard to catch him. I've raced against him myself, and tell you now, Jay is super, super fast in one of these things.
He'll start from pole with Joel Berkeley alongside. We've got Kane Hewson, Harry Edwards, James Robbie, Dean Thrower, Ryan Harris, Roy Pennington, Tim Harris, and Travis Smith. The 10-car field for our first heat in the midget racing portion of the night. Get ready, get green flag in the air. Big congratulations to everyone who has got this event off the ground. BK Events, also New Zealand Sim Racing, Hazard Media, Down Under Graphics as well. Big thank you to everyone who's been involved in putting this event on. Regardless of who wins tonight, it has been loads of fun.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Jay. It is great to see these events kicking off and that Trans-Tasman rivalry going up against each other. But yes, it all is all for fun. And but yeah, I'm certainly hoping that the Kiwis manage to pull this out. They've got a bit to catch up on as the lights are about to go green, and they are green now.
Oh, big jump on the outside. Have a look. Is that Kane Hewson? Actually, sorry, it was James Robbie with a great run on the outside. Going to get boxed in though. And at the front, Berkeley, McCutcheon, and Edwards on the inside row. He's been checked up, and oh, they've just spun. Teammates have spun each other.
Oh, here we go. That
around.
was very close for Matt McCutcheon. He clipped one of those inside tyres when he was chucking it into turn 3 there. And very unsettled the car. He was lucky not to tip it, actually. This is great racing on from these guys.
Big slide job. Almost took the lead away from Joel Berkeley. Berkeley was wise to it, saw it coming, got through, keeps the lead. We've got to watch out for McCutcheon here. Loves the inside line through 1 and 2. Stays high this time, though. Harry Edwards doing a great job in 3rd position. Dean Thrower in 4th.
Yeah, he's looking fast.
Edwards is looking very, very good at the moment. See if he can potentially get a move done on his native teammate, Matt McCutcheon, who looks like he's starting to struggle a little bit now. As in the wall goes Dean Thrower coming into turn 3.
Yeah, I think it looks like McCutcheon's setup is coming on a little bit. Jacking that left front just that slight bit too much. He can't get the drive. Needs to adjust those onboard shocks to be able to get that car working a little bit better.
Got our first DNF as well with James Robbie and Kane Hewson, both in the pits, out of the race, and also very, very slow on the inside is Tim Harris. He looks like he is done as well. Got 2 laps to go in this one. Berkeley leads by a decent margin. Sorry, last lap.
Yeah, he's
got a full second on the rest of the field.
Yeah, well, 12.7 for Berkeley, and then a 13 flat for McCutcheon. So, dropping back in speed. I thought that McCutcheon, would have had a little bit more pace than that, but I'm sure he will go and adjust his setup. Still good result there for the first heat. All they got to do is really get to that final and then stay out of trouble. So not so as many crashes as what we saw in that sprint car stuff. Obviously slightly smaller cars, you can get away with a little bit more stuff in a midget. You can throw it in there and use the throttle to drive it, whereas the sprint car's got a bit more weight behind it.
Berkeley, McCutcheon, Edwards, Thrower, Pennington, and Smith through to the final. The A main, I should say. Ryan Harris, Tim Harris, Kate, Robbie will have to go through the B main, make their way into the main event tonight. Heat number 2 is about to get away. It is as follows: Lachlan Smith, Lewis Hewitt, Brayton Davison, Doc Goodger, Gavin Sadler, Bretton Hobson, starting from love that, Alan Tacken, Daniel Gower, and Connor McCluskey Young. The 9 cars in the second heat of second part of the night. We've only got 4 races to go for the entire night. How's this flying by?
Yeah, well, iRacing have brought in some new things with their updates, so it's working a lot better for heat racing and this sort of stuff. So, yeah, certainly helps the night flow along nicely.
Very, very good so far. get ready to get the green flag next time around. Australia starting 1, 2, 3 in this one. New Zealand is going to have a pretty stacked field in the next heat, so they're going to have to be really careful how they play it. Coming now out of turn 2, a lot of room to the iRacing pace truck.
You can't get too close to those pace trucks. You never know where they're going to go on the track.
Here it goes. Jumps, and Australians at the front all jump together. So a little bit of sportsmanship, a little bit of team play there. Done a very, very good job to get a good jump. First of the Kiwis, and Braden Davison trying to work his way through, but just ahead is a complete roadblock and almost contact between Davison and Hobson, and in the background...
Oh, there we go. Car's around at the back, and he's on his lid.
Got Daniel Gow, one of the two, Gavin Sadler, the other.
Very unfortunate there. He just... Yeah, you'd know where to go. Corner exit. Car made a mistake in front of him. Oh, that was very close between Smith and Davison.
Yep, Davison tried to get the slide job done, but couldn't quite do it. Big contact. And Smith got a very, very good launch out of turn 2 that time and almost took the lead from Lewis Hewitt, and he's going to do it again right up on the inside. Looks like he's found a little bit of grip down there. He's getting that inside line to work a lot better than we've seen this entire night from anybody.
Yeah, could potentially be coming back. Oh, he's going to challenge for the front here. Is he going to throw it up and go all the way high? No. Looks to be a little bit more drive out of that turn. But the inside line on this next one going into turn 1 is where it's at. Oh, we've seen the leader go in the wall. There we go. He's just flicked it in that a little bit too late. But it's not over between these guys. I'll tell you what, Jay, look at the times on that their fastest lap. There is absolutely nothing in it between these two guys.
12.89 and a 12.88 separating Smith and Hewitt. Nothing between them, but Braden Davison's dropped a little bit of time from the guys ahead. He's struggling to hold on. Across the line to get the white flag this time around. Smith and Hewitt are going to fight it out till the end, but at the moment, Lachlan Smith has done more than enough. Crosses the line, picks up the win in heat number 2.
Yeah, that was a good race. That was the best race I think we've seen all night. Those guys really going at it, and I do like that thing about, you know, with midget racing. It is very close, and you can kind of have a little bit of contact with the guy who you're racing with, and it not give too much, kind of set you off track really for your corner exit. So I tell you what, Jay, this is really going to be on for this final.
Here's Lachlan Smith, Lewis Hewitt, Braden Davison, Sacken, Brenton Hobson and Jock Goodyear are into the A main final for tonight. Gavin Sadler, Daniel Gow and Connor McCluskey Young will have to work through the B main as we get ready for heat number 3, the final heat race of the night. What is as follows: Bob King, Brett Jr. Morris, Ryan Gorton, Cameron Dance, Trent Gossley, Hannibal, Mosen and Sharman. 9 cars in one. Be a very, very interesting race, this one, I feel.
Yes, you're exactly right, mate. It's going to be on. You want to keep clean, really, although we're not seeing as many accidents in this as we did in the sprint cars. Being consistent is key. So yeah, if you are going to be in that B final, you really want to put yourself in a good position for that start.
Big hello if you are tuning in for the first time, whether it be on Facebook, on YouTube or on Twitch. Tuning in, we are live a lot of times a week. I'm not going to say every night or most nights. We're live a couple of nights a week. Make sure you head to our website, v8sonline.com, to find out exactly when we are live as we're getting ready to get underway. Brent Jr. Morris, a good jump from the inside line. 3 Kiwis on the inside have all worked together there. Got a very, very good jump, but coming back through is Bob King. He's now going to go to the inside and try and slide job. Oh, have a look at that from Morris. Great move.
Yeah. Tell you what, Brett is hooked up.
Have a look at Cameron Dance up into second as well. Good job from Cam. Through comes Bob King for the slide job and gets it done on Dance. So Dance drops back to third. But Brett Jr. Morris doing a very, very good job. He has got it well and truly hooked up. He's going to be one to watch in the final if he drives like this in that race. Up comes Bob King to try and slide.
You're exactly right there, Jay. He is absolutely hooked up. I don't think you could get that car going around much faster. He's done a 12.9. So, yeah, he is matching the pace as what the other guys did in the previous race.
Oh, and just gone quicker with a 12.80, the fastest lap we have seen in a race tonight. So great lap from him.
Yeah, that car is hooked up. I'm going to jump on board that right rear tyre and see how close he gets to that wall.
Very, very tight for second. Morris is checked out. Here comes... Oh, Dance almost slides into King.
Oh, there we go. 12.7.
Great lap.
12.7 for Morris. Fastest. That car is seriously on form.
Two to go, or last lap, sorry. So Morris has this one absolutely in the bag. Blows he can get out of turn 4. Okay, he does. Bob King's going to just hold on for second position over Cameron Dance. But Dam in third. Mosen will come over the line in fourth, and Honeywell will cross the line in sixth position. Sharman into the B main is a little bit of a surprise, along with Ryan Gorton. Two guys that you'd probably put right up there as potentials to win overall in that race, or overall for the night. They're going to have to work their way through the B main.
Yeah, well, you get a kind of a second life, really, with that B main entry. You've just got to, you know, stay out of trouble. Got a few laps to do it. We've got 12 laps, so a little bit longer race distance. If you're off the back, you really want to just have that clean start, because you can almost guarantee that all the guys around you are trying to get that exact same position as you are, and you can also almost guarantee that there's going to be an accident. So stay out of trouble is the key, I reckon.
Exactly right there. So the cars are lined up. We've got a couple of cars that have not taken the grid. So McCluskey, Young, Harris, Sharman, Harris, Sadler, Gorton, Robbie, and Gosling have not taken the grid. So we are down to only 8. Top 6 survive through to the finale tonight. A lot of Aussies in this B main, which I'm very, very surprised about. 5 Aussies and 3 Kiwis out on track.
Yeah, it's going to be on for that final. I'm certainly going for the Kiwis, but as long as everybody goes up there, has plenty of fun, that's all that really matters.
Yep, forget some great clean racing. We're going to have a great rest of the night. Good jump. McCluskey Young has checked up a little bit in the middle, and Sharman also got held up in the middle and right through. Ryan Gorton started in 7th. He's already up into second position coming out of turn 2. Oh, big hit in the background though. McCluskey Young is around. He's just held on to it, but he's going to really struggle to work his way through to the A main. We've got Australia in 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. And Kiwis ran out 6th, 7th, and 8th. James Robbie and Daniel Gow fighting for that cutoff spot at the moment. Ryan Harris, Gavin Sadler, Ryan Gorton lead the way. But as through goes Tim Harris on... James Robbie goes on Tim Harris. So Harris now in the danger zone. He is the last car potentially through as he comes back through. And almost contact between Harris and Robbie there.
Yeah, this race for P1 is right on as well. Sadler right there. Nice clean race between these guys, but that's certainly that top line. Although Sadler's getting an excellent drive off that bottom turn. Corner entry struggling, but corner exit he's really got the drive on. So interesting, because his time is slightly off the pace of Brett Jr. Morris, but that inside line is definitely working well for him.
The track probably evolved a little bit from that race as well, and guys are trying to find all different sorts of lines out there, but it's Sadler, Harris, Sharman, Gorton, Harris, and Gow. Our 6 cars that are left, because James Robbie is out of the race. He is done. These 6 will be the 6 that go through. One of the guys that we thought potentially was a chance in this race as well, being James Robbie. He is done. He is out for the night.
Yeah, those guys will be disappointed. They just want that shot at that A main. It's this track is reasonably new, and I'm sure we're going to see some excellent racing coming out in the future. know if you guys are aware, but they are releasing the Chili Bowl, which is going to be very exciting.
Track along with the dirt track at Charlotte, both released overnight Tuesday night last week, so they've been out for a full 7 days. Guys have been probably not as prepared as they would like. There have been so many new additions to the iRacing Sim over the last few weeks, but Sadler's going to cross the line and take the win in the B main from Harris, Sharman, Gorton. Tim Harris in 5th. Daniel Gow will cross the line, and he will start the A main from 24th position. Results are on screen for that race. Not because decided it wants to show a replay, we're not sure. Worry. Sadler, Harris, Sharman, Gorton, Harris, Gow through to the A main. James Robbie, Conor McCluskey Young, fortunately out of the race, and Hewson and Trent Gosley did not start in that one. So we're going to have 13 Aussies and 9 Kiwis. 11 Kiwis. Jeez, good maths.
2 plus 2 is 4.
Yep.
And this is a very busy track, I tell you what.
The
30
first
laps
time,
around this track.
it's now the first time we've seen all 24 cars out on track at the same time as well.
Yeah, looks to be a lot of grip down on that bottom part of the circuit. Just saw a car do a big wheel stand coming off turn 1 there. Sorry, turn 2 I should say. So, yeah, how is this track going to evolve? Who's going to adjust their setup? Remember, you can adjust the onboard shocks on these cars, all 4 corners. So, these guys, and they do make a bit of a change when you adjust those shocks. So, some of these guys will be a little bit more on point with their shock tuning, and I'm sure we'll see those guys come through. I was very impressed with Brett Jr. Morris. Super fast time in his final heat, so I reckon he's going to be one to watch there, Jay.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's probably the man to beat when we get into this race. I think he's the man that everyone is going to look at as a potential to win the overall race here. But a lot of guys that have got pretty good pace, but the race pace didn't quite match up to his. That was phenomenal pace he showed in that midpoint of that heat.
Yeah, that car was very hooked up. It was, yeah, just the flow of it in corner entry. He really had it all sorted. Is, you know, the most important thing about getting these midget cars around the track is your turning point. You're turning that little bit too early, you can't quite run that cushion, and you're turning a little bit too late. Well, night's over, you're on your lid. So a very fine line.
Grid up on to everyone behind the scenes that has put this event on. Big thanks to BK Events, Bob King, great job behind the scenes. Harry Edwards as well has a media racing as well, down in the graphics as well, for putting everything together and helping put the show on. It has been phenomenal. We have loved being a part of it, and we're looking forward to what is to come in the Australian New Zealand dirt racing community here on V8's Online. Here is the grid. It's Hewitt, King. Then we got Morris and McCutcheon on the 2nd row, Smith and Berkeley on the 3rd row, Davison and Edwards on the 4th row. 5th row is Thrower and Dance. We've got Dame and Tacken, Hobson and Pennington, Mosen and Smith, Goodyear and Hannibal, Sadler and Harris. Yeah, of course, it's going to cycle through just as I tried to get through the grid. Love it when it does that. Harrison Sadler, 19th and 20th, and then we've got Sharman, Gorton, Tim Harris and Daniel Gow, the last car of our 24 car field. Who's your money on?
Oh, I've got to go for Brett Jr. Morris.
I will take Joel Berkeley. Not far apart from each other. I think those two are the two to watch in this race. Of course, we're inverted top 6 as well, so they both won their heats. They are the two to watch. We are green. 30 laps. Let's find out who is the best. Australia versus
Morris
New Zealand.
was lucky there. not to go on the wall. He rode that wall, but he managed to get away with it. He has got good pace. Here we go.
Oh,
Your
caution.
first yellow is out.
Hobson upside down.
Hobson. Oh, he didn't have a good feature in the sprint car either. Not a good night for Hobson. Oh, seen a little bit of contact there.
I think Hobbo's still riding on a high from breaking the hoodoo on Sunday night in V8 Scops. He was very, very excited to finally finish in a position higher than 6th after six positions.
Yeah, he drove exceptionally well. I was, yeah, super impressed. Great to see Hobson on the podium, finishing P2 there. Fuel saved tremendously to get to that position. Yeah, it would have been nice to see him win that, but yeah, he can't. He's got to be happy with that P2 result. Brenton puts a lot of effort into all the behind-scenes stuff, does a lot of our video editing, and yeah, great to see him right there. But yeah, not a good result from tonight, but we will see him back again performing at the front for sure.
We've lost 2 from that. Tim Harris and Brenton Hobson both out of the race, unfortunately. We come up to start lap number 5.
Oh,
Through goes
very bit of contact between before the start line with Morris and Edwards.
I think a few of these guys have forgotten that they're all on the same team here, and oh no! Brett Morris is upside down.
Morris,
Big
he was
crash.
very unlucky there. Bit of net code, I think, on that one there, Jay.
Harry Edwards has gone as well. As you're saying there, the contact between teammates, these guys have got to think a little bit more logically. All right, they're not normally teammates, but they are in this event. And I was just behind. There was contact between Edwards and also Braden Davison, who's also out from that as well.
Yeah,
think a little
disappointing
bit smarter,
for the
don't they?
Kiwis. Very disappointing. The Brad Mosen, he's up there, currently sitting P6. Brad going all right at this stage in the race.
Oh.
He is very fast. Struggles to keep it off the wall a little bit, so I'm certainly going for Brad there. Very good midget racer in real life. Don't know if he's got the pace to keep up with the likes of King, but we will see, Jay.
Bill, we're just trying to get a CPR replay of the that brought out the caution. We're on board there with Harry Edwards. He's still in 3rd position, but it was very, very unfortunate there with Brett Jr. Morris coming together with Braden Davison. And we go live, go green once again. Start lap number 9. Let's see if we can get some more green flag running in. Bit of shuffling. We're 4 wide through the middle of turn 2. Oh, who's that upside
another
down?
big accident.
Is that Lewis Hewitt?
Yeah, I think
And
it
Harry
was,
Edwards.
Jay. No, Lewis, he's still gone.
I think it was Harry Edwards that was upside down. He was in 3rd. It was. He just got up on the cushion and it's just catapulted him up onto the wall. It was a very, very strange one there for Edwards.
Yeah, I think one person to watch, he's sitting back in P12, Matt McCutcheon. If he can stay out of trouble, Jay, I reckon we're going to see him come through the field. He was very fast tonight. We saw him put in a stellar lap in qualifying there. But yeah, it's yeah, we've seen a few cautions already. These guys need to really just stick behind each other and work as a team. I haven't really seen a huge amount of team racing as such. It's still very individual. But we may see that in the dying stages of the race.
I think we might start to see it now because there's Australia 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see those front 4 all start to work together, think a little bit logically about this. Not necessarily about taking the individual title, it's about working for your country. We go green once again, lap number 13. Doc Goodyear trying to get a move done around the outside. And does. Cameron Dance, actually Dance coming back through on the inside. There's a car in the fence in the background. I believe that was Joel Berkeley. One of our favourites for this race. We've lost our 2 favourites. They're way back in the field. One out and one almost out. It was big hit between Jock Goodyear and Cameron Dance. Dance just held it together as we got another caution. Work out what that caution was from. Sure why that last caution come out there. Can't quite pick it up. There we go. There was contact between between Ryan Harris and I think Peter Honeybell. And just a lazy spin there for Ryan Harris. He's come back. Track no damage, and we go green once again.
Yeah, 13 laps to go, Jay. It is really going to be on. Bob King, he's turned very well to stick out front here. Organiser of the event. Does an excellent job for particularly dirt racing in the community.
Job for Keaton Dam as well. Last minute call up. He's the leading Kiwi at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Mate, they needed to give Scott Fountain a call, mate. I'll tell you what.
Oh, no, they didn't want a handicap.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough, mate. Well, I am doing a signing session after this event, if anybody would like my signature.
Have a look at Dam. He's going to get a position here.
Here we go.
Looking very, very good. Smith way on the outside line. Dam looks like he's got that inside working a little bit clearer. 11 laps to go. Dam through on Smith, who's made a bit of a mistake. Now he's going to come back on the inside and come back through. If Dam can hold on. No, he's not. And through back goes Lachlan Smith to take third position.
He's got the drive, though. He's got the drive, but here we go. He's back on. This is a great racing. Oh, there we go. He's going to be slowed down. He might go into P2 here, but he's just slightly clipped the wall. Oh, wow. This is some good racing here, Joe.
It is indeed. There we go. Oh, another caution.
Yellow is out. We have got 8 laps to go. We're going to have potentially 5 to go when the green flag goes out.
Ryan Harris was the one that's been involved in that one in the number 12. If we can pick up what happened. I saw on the timing that he was going reverse kilometres an hour, which means he's facing the wrong direction. He's come together with his teammate. I think that is Ryan Gorton. Gorton and Harris, the two Ryans, have come together. Brought out that caution. We've got 6 laps to go. We're going to have 5 or 6 to go when we go green.
Yeah, 5 lap sprint to the finish. I reckon King's looking in a pretty good position here. Nobody's really got close to him. He is super fast. That car has adapted very well. He's the only one to be in the 12s. 12, 9, 2, 3 for him versus the next one is a 13 flat by Brad Mosen, actually. So we could see Brad Mosen come here. Would be good to see Brad get on the podium in this event.
Race truck pulls in. We've got 5 laps to go. Let's see who will pick it up. King away very early throw, and Smith almost make contact. And have a look around the outside comes Keaton Dam. He's going to get this done, is he? No, not quite. Got to watch out for Mosen coming through the middle though. Mosen looks very, very quick.
Yeah, this track looks to be working in all parts of the... Oh, no, he's in the wall. There we go. Well, kiss goodnight to that, son. And there we go. The race is done.
We have a 1 lap dash.
Well, we may do. Dam will be kicking himself after that. He was driving very well. He had a lot of confidence. He just made a slight mistake, and that's all it takes really to put you on your lid. As we've seen, he's gone from hero to 0 in the matter of seconds.
Unfortunate for him. He was doing a great job. It had a bit of damage to the front of that car as well from earlier in the race, and ending up on your lid is never an ideal sign. If the lights are out on the pace truck, if they are, we will go green. No, that's it. Race done. We are finished. So we're going to have Australia 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, it's fair to say we gave that to you there. Jay, you know, we got to let you win sometimes, but as long as everybody had fun, it was a great event. I certainly enjoyed being a part of it. Sure, we're going to have some guys come and join us in the commentary box soon.
Yep.
Interesting to find out about the different setups and if they adjusted their shocks throughout the race. King looked very fast, so I'm hoping he's going to send me the setup that he had for this event, because that car was hooked up. Only one in the 12s in that race. Didn't have a huge amount of laps racing, but still remarkable effort. These guys cut a few laps after the race is finished.
We'll get the race results up on screen for you now. Bob King winning from Lachlan Smith, Dean Thrower and Alan Tacken. 1, 2, 3, 4 to Australia. Brad Mosen in 5th, the leading Kiwi. Gavin Sadler in 6th. Cameron Dance in 7th position. Matt McCutcheon in 8th. Then Joel Berkeley and Peter Hannibal rounding out the top 10. Lewis Hewitt, Brian Gorton, 11th and 12th. Then Daniel Gow from last to 13th. He is one of our hard chargers. Actually, Gavin Sadler is our hard charger for the night in the midget racing. Jock Goodger in 14th. Then Sam, Smith, Harris, Edwards, Pennington, Davison, Jarman, Morris, Hobson and Harris all DNFing from that race.
Yeah, I tell you what, Dam will be absolutely gutted. I thought he was driving very well there, and all it takes is one little mistake and night over. You're on the transporter heading home. So it was a great event, though. Certainly Bob King drove the socks off that midget. Wasn't quite as dominant in the sprint car, but yeah, certainly was no slouch in that midget tonight.
Got him alongside us now. Congratulations on the win. Midgets there, Bob.
Yeah, thanks guys. Wasn't the best race. I think it was a fair few cautions, but did what I had to start front.
Yeah, you drove a very clean and consistent race there, Bob. That's all you needed to do. It's, that track looked quite difficult. Certainly in the sprint car, it was very difficult coming off turn number 2. Looked to be a very slick patch, which pushed the cars into the wall. How did the midget race go? The cars looked to be a little bit more settled there.
The shape of the track tends to tighten the car up on turn 2, so it does make it quite difficult. But I mean, if you know it's there, you can kind of counter steer it. But the midgets did seem to handle the track a little bit better. Obviously, smaller track tends to suit the smaller cars better.
Yes, for sure, for sure. And did you make any adjustments on the shocks during the race?
Yeah, I did actually. I softened the right rear off a little bit. Was fine, and I needed a little bit more grip out there, and that seemed to help me out.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, the car looked to be very, very consistent throughout the race. So didn't quite see a full 30 laps of green, but yeah, your car was certainly the most hooked up out there.
Yeah, I was definitely comfortable out front. I wasn't overly pushing too hard. It would have been nice to see a couple of the other Aussie guys like Joel get up there and battle me. Would have been a great race, but we'll take what we can get. And I'm just sorting out the points system now.
About to ask you if you got a final points yet, but you probably actually get your breath and enjoy your win before you worry about that. Congratulations on picking up the win in that one.
Yeah, thanks. I'd just like to thank the guys at Synergy Sim Racing, Trackstar Racewear, and the Speedway Shop. Couldn't do it all without your support.
While you calculate the points, we'll grab Joel Berkeley. Joel, not the best end to that race, but very, very entertaining one from your point of view.
Oh, it was pretty entertaining, but it's not what you guys want to see, and people need to step up their game, in my opinion.
Probably a little bit, for some parts, a little bit cleaner, that one, but same aspect. When it did go bad, it went sour pretty quick, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. They just, I don't know, people also don't know how to restart, and when they get restarts, it just breeds cautions, really.
A little bit unfortunate how it played out, but congratulations to Team Australia. 50 points for Australia. That will be enough to pick up the win. 1, 2, 3, 4 in this event, or in this second race, and Team New Zealand finishing on 105. So absolute annihilation in the end. Congratulations, Aussies. Bad luck, Fonty.
Yeah, it's all right, mate. I'll carry the team. You know, Team NZ. We'll come back. You know, there is always next time, but as long as everybody had fun out there, that's all that matters. It was a great event. I certainly enjoyed being a part of it. I know that you did as well, Jay. And we do look forward to the next one.
Well, I want to say big thanks to Joel and Bob, both of you guys, for everything you guys have done behind the scenes in every department, not only for this event, but also for the Sprint Car Summer Series as well. So thank you to both of you.
Yeah, no worries. I'll also like to thank Harry Edwards. He helped out with the series and with tonight. And yeah, obviously Joel with all his support. We couldn't do it without him. And obviously you guys at V8s, Jay and Fonty.
We've enjoyed it. Fonty's done nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's fine, mate. Just sit here and take the royalty, you know.
Ah, well, you got to enjoy the action, didn't you?
Exactly, mate. It was great. I love the dirt stuff myself. I'd definitely like to be up there having a run myself. Maybe the next one might have to come and, you know, pull it through for the Kiwis. Well, certainly try anyway. I'll
Might
probably
have to
run at
give
the
him a
back.
chance.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly. But, you know, like I said
Bring
before,
up the
there's
high
a
ground.
signing session after. Jay will be there as well, signing T-shirts and all sorts.
Thanks very much for jumping in, Joel and Bob. Thank you for all your work behind the scenes.
No way.
All right, thanks, guys.
Monty, it's
Cheers,
been a fantastic night of racing. We've absolutely loved it. It's a phenomenal night. Looking forward to the next event.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Plenty of action-packed stuff here on V8s Online. Please do. We haven't really mentioned V8 Scops too much, but do jump on. We do have a new website live for that, so do jump on and register to the newsletter and subscribe and whatnot. But yeah, lots of racing coming up for us this week, Jay.
Yep. So tomorrow night we will be back with GT3 action. We go to Donington in the Oceanic Sprint Championship. Sunday is round number 3 of the Majors Series International Region. Head to Phoenix and we drive in the Silver Crown, and a lot of guys are not overly experienced, so we're going to see something very, very mixed up there. Monday night, the return of the iRacing official V8 Supercar Series, V8s at Le Mans. That is going to be very, very interesting to see, and V8 Scop's not too far away, coming up in a couple of weeks' time. Monty, thank you very much for jumping in once again tonight.
No problem, mate. No, it's been great. Absolutely loved it. Yeah, certainly good to see everybody out there having a great time tonight. And like I said before, look forward to the next event.
Yep, we cannot wait. Thank you for tuning in here on V8s Online. Until next time, it's bye for now.